Incels of Reddit, why are you an incel, and what would it take for you to stop being one? I stopped being an incel after age 25 because I swore to myself that if I reached that age, I would stop trying. The reason I was an incel was because girls were simply not attracted to me. The only way I could stop being an incel is if I could magically transform myself to 6 feet 6 inches, received a more attractive face, removed my autism, removed my misophonia, removed my agoraphobia, and made 6 figures a year. A lot of these guys are probably overweight and don't try to exercise or don't put full effort to grooming themselves. They think girls who put lots of effort into their appearance should just like them even though they put close to zero effort into themselves. Plus they are picky and only want hot girls because they have spent more time watching porn than interacting with girls and liking them for their personality. They probably are unemployed or broke, live in parents' home, and don't help with mortgage, and that lack of responsibility is indeed a turn-off. However, they blame women for not liking them, saying they only want men with high incomes. Let's see, 48-yo here, never been on a date, had GF etc. Was on dating sites for 10 years. Never got a message or reply, no wasn't sending dick pics or sex texts, did the whole approach and ask random women out thing that seems to be all the rage for years and years. As a result I got banned from venues, lost a job, called creepy, threatened, stalked, and even interrogated by authorities. Spent money on both male and female dating coaches, PUA, intro agency etc. a few times, nothing. I've joined single to social groups. One was either ignored or asked to leave. Women avoid being near me, public transport, clubs etc. No, I am not staring or saying anything to them, just go about whatever I am doing. In both high school and uni, I was put in isolation, HS, and expelled, uni, because the girls thought I looked creepy. More than one, women have quit their jobs because they thought I looked creepy and might grape them. A few things. Yes, I dress well, fit, don't stare, have job, all that stuff. No, I do not hate women. No, I do not care what tastes others have. No, I do not have high standards. This has happened since the age of 12. We are like that cause girls don't really appreciate us and feel entitled to our bank accounts with nothing to offer in return. What makes us furious and not want socialize with female unless she willing to have deep real relationship with one of us. I'm not the kind of guy a woman should want to date. I'm a socially stunted weirdo who lives with his parents and works an entry-level job in the film industry. But besides, I don't get out enough, and I probably have some kind of mild personality disorder. So getting out more and maybe therapy would help. I'm somewhat grey ace, so my ability to even feel sexual desire for another person at all is extremely limited. It rarely ever happens, so it's just not something I've ever cared about or wanted. Along with that, throughout my school years I never felt like I was ready or even had much time to commit to that sort of relationship. When I was 17, I was told by people on Reddit that I was an incel, and that I was permanently banned from relationships for the rest of my life. After that, I just completely gave up on the idea of relationships or sex ever happening. To a more extreme extent, LVE been told by women on Reddit that on behalf of all women, if I ever had sex it would automatically be considered rape, because women have their right to consent completely stripped away if one party is a virgin. So it's physically not an option whatsoever. Losing my virginity would actively require me to knowingly rape someone, and I just can't stand the idea of ever doing something so horrible. I'd rather die an incel than be a rapist. I will likely die an incel. I am a half-attractive 16 years old. I won't call myself ugly, but am not handsome by any measure. I have no friends, never had a relationship, and probably won't. Because of this I have a special anger towards women. They dress so attractively and look so beautiful, yet I cannot even come close to them. They are like gold being placed before mine eyes, and yet I cannot take it. To all my fellow Incels, place your trust in God, for his rewards are better than any woman. If I must, I will live a lonely and depressing life, trusting in God, rather than to seek women. It is a painful existence, but the pain is what gives it meaning. That, my brethren, is why we are better than those self-proclaimed chads. It is because they take pleasures, and know not how to suffer. Do not beat yourselves up, but be proud that you struggle. I'm not exactly an incel, But the only difference to me is that the reason I don't have sex is that I could only get it with women who are far below my standards. And also that I don't blame women for the issue, but rather myself. I'm a very low-value man in pretty much every way except maybe financial success. And between having awful, terrible sex with unattractive women and being alone, I'd usually rather face the crushing pain of loneliness. I think the question more is, what would it take for you to stop being what modern people deem an incel? Let's take a look at some of the assumptions associated with incels, and my association with IFANY of them. Don't hate women. I don't go on school rampages, had to make it mild for Reddit. 1. Don't have high standards or expect supermodels. I'm not a fat neckbeard that sits on Warcraft or sell forums all day. Sure, I've copped rejections. Tens of dozens of, but also a lot worse than that, as you have seen in my other post. I don't use scale ratings often, but if a 2/10 woman asked me out, I'd give it a shot. I wouldn't have gone to introductions agencies if I weren't willing, lol. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one.